It's your time to renew, rebuild, and restore with Rebirth Podcast. Let's go!
It's what you've been waiting for. The Rebirth with your host, Shay Marriott.
Let's go.
And Eli Isabel.
What's up? Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Rebirth. I'm your host, Shay Marriott.
It's your boy Eli Isabel, aka The South. Got something to say. What's up, Shay? What's up, Rebirth family? What's up, Philly Jams 95.3? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a long week. I feel like I haven't seen you. How you doing?
Yeah, it seems like it was just yesterday.
Oh my goodness. Yes,
I'm good.
indeed.
I'm good. I'm loving the South got something to say. I'm still waiting for my hoodie.
You know, wait. I gotta talk to my merch
Your
person.
peoples, right?
And then I gotta purchase some more things to make it happen. But
I know that's right.
But you know, we're gonna make it do what it do. I like dressing. You killing it. Killing it.
I guess.
Like I feel like you killed it with this more than once. I love it though. It looks very nice.
Oh,
Lime green looks good on you.
Yes, thank you. Anyway,
as Bruce would say, it looks good on you. Happy Monday, friend. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys, supporting us every Monday at 7 p.m. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We love our fans, and we definitely don't take you guys for granted. So once again, welcome to the Rebirth. We have a great show for you tonight. Tonight's topic.
Yes.
Men should never open up to women. What?
Never.
What? That's crazy. Yo, that's crazy.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
She went low.
That's crazy. But before we get into all of that, before we get into that topic, because I cannot wait to hear what you have to say about this.
Yes.
Before we get into that topic, what does the South have to say?
Man, you know. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the South. Got something today to say segment tonight. This is an election year. So I want to take a few minutes and kind of talk about like what's going on out here. And Shay, I mentioned to you earlier if you had seen Trump's $399 pair of sneakers that he's selling.
Absolutely not.
First of all, they're horrendous. And
Absolutely not.
we know that you have within the last 3 weeks to a month, you have amassed in lawsuits about $454 million in debt. And so you are now hawking these sneakers at SneakerCon in Philly. He's there. People are booing him. He's still up there talking. This one insane lady goes up there and she's, "Oh, we need you. The country needs you. I love you." She's hugging him. She's emotional. I'm like, what in the world is going on around here? But I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to raise money for these legal fees. And I made a comment on Instagram under this post. And I was arguing with these MAGA people for like 7 hours. I said that
they coming after you, friend.
I was going back at them too. I said that. I said his supporters are not buying those sneakers, especially the ones with 3 to 4 teeth. Which is what we tend to see a lot when you talk about. Now, of course, they're all not
right,
toothless.
right.
But a lot of them are, and you see them talking, and they're so ignorant.
There's a theme with you and teeth. This is last week you were talking about having no teeth. What is going on right now?
I don't know. I think it sounds familiar. I mean, because you seem familiar to me tonight.
Yeah.
So it's just like a familiarity going on in there. It's something in the air tonight.
Okay.
You smell it? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, but anyway, I say all that to say, this is an election year. And I think we get, a lot of times we get caught up into Trump and his madness. We get caught up into Biden and his declining mental state. which is clear, and Trump's too. I don't know why Biden gets much more of a bad rap for his mental health, not mental health, his mental declining, and Trump doesn't. Trump repeats himself. He says the same things over and over again. He even congratulated the Kansas City and the whole state of Kansas on the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. The Chiefs play in Kansas City, Missouri, sir. There is a Kansas City, Kansas. We all know this.
Right.
But like, what is that? What are you doing?
Right.
So here's what I want to get across tonight. I think it's important that we focus not so much on the presidential elections, but we focus more so on our local elections. Our senators, the people that we send to the House and the Senate. In this case, with the House is Lisa Rochester Blunt.
Yes.
And
Delaware's own.
Yes, and Tom Carper and Chris Coons are our senators. Now, voting these people in, if you are whatever size you fall on, these are the people. This is the level you need to vote on, because when there's issues in Congress that we have concerns about, that we want to see change, these are the people that are going to actually go in there and vote in Congress on these things.
Right.
A lot of people don't realize that the president really doesn't make any decisions. Bills are presented. Bills are presented on the floor, and people vote on these bills, and then the president comes through and he signs the bill into legislation. Periodically, and like Trump did a lot, they will try to veto a bill, and then there's another vote with the House. So if you send in your people, if you're voting locally, that gives us a better chance. We don't have to worry about Trump's madness and everything he's trying to do, all the outlandish things he's saying. Worry about your local elections, and that's how we make change. And I know there are a lot of people who don't vote. They don't vote for president. They don't believe in the election process and how things can happen for us. People will say, well, Obama ain't doing enough for black people. Well, he can't. There's only so much he can do. First of all, he can't just be like, all right, here's 40 acres and a mule for everybody. Because these things have to go through the House and the Senate.
Right.
You can't, even if that's what he had in the back of his mind he wanted to do, he can't just say, all right, this is going to happen, and it happens. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people who maybe are not as in tune to politics, they don't understand that process. So it looks like their needs aren't getting met, and it's a waste of time to vote.
Yeah.
Well, you have to vote the people a little bit lower than the president. Those are the people who make the change. So regardless of who you're voting for, vote locally at the very least. Because and if you look at it now, we had a bipartisan bill all ready to go for border patrol, for border security. This is the power of Donald Trump. He's not currently an elected official. He's on trial has like 91 charges, 91 felonies he's been charged with. And he gives the green light to the Republicans, do not sign that bill. And so now we still don't have border security, which is what he wants to run on that instead of Biden getting that victory, that bipartisan victory, which looks like, the Republicans voted for this bill too, which it makes sense, but he shut it down. So the Republicans, they're not even talking about the bill anymore. There's been no vote. The Republicans aren't even coming to the table, and all because the power of Donald Trump. So you have to make sure you vote locally, and you vote people, that you think meets your best interest. But unless you're Donald Trump, the president really doesn't have power. In this case, he seems to have the Republican Party in a chokehold. When you're not even a president, and you can tell them don't sign that bill that they were all gung-ho for, and they don't sign it.
What is that? Like, what do you think he has? Do you think he has something over some of these people?
I think that he has so much support in this country. And when those people go back to their districts, let's say like Chris Coons and Carper and Lisa Rochester Blunt, if they were Republicans and with Trump, but they were going to go against him on this, so then the people here are going to vote for them. So those people know that Trump can affect the elections in their states, in their local districts. He can do that, and you'll be out. So yeah, I think people just march to the beat of the drum, even if they know it doesn't make sense. You've been complaining for years. Biden hasn't done anything to secure the border. Here we are. They all coming to the table to an agreement, and he shuts it down. And he's just a candidate. That's power.
Do you think he's gonna? Do you think he has a chance to be president again?
I hate to say it, but I do. I really do. I think that people are tired of Biden, and so people aren't gonna vote because they don't think he can get the job done. So in turn, the people who would have voted for Biden, we're gonna lose those votes, and then the people, Trump's people gonna vote regardless. I don't give a damn what he say, what he do. They're gonna vote. So I think that he has a very strong chance of getting back into office. Unfortunately, I wish there was a third candidate. I would vote for Nikki Haley. Like if there was a way Nikki Haley could best Trump, and I've always voted Democratic, but I would vote for Nikki Haley. I like her ideas. I like the way she thinks. She's younger. She's energetic. But yeah, I don't. It's a wrap for her. She can't even win her own home state in the primary. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna happen for her. I think he's gonna win, Shay. To be honest,
unless
he goes to jail, and then he still can be voted in as president.
In jail?
He can. It's the vote of the people. He don't have to come off the ballot because he's in prison.
Lord have
He's not
mercy.
even campaigning and he's winning.
This is scary.
It's scary. He can still be voted in. He could be in whatever prison, and he can still be the president of the United States if the people vote him in. Yeah.
Friend, when did you get so into politics? That's what I'm sitting here thinking about.
I've always been. You just don't know that side of me. Really? I spent a lot of time watching MSNBC, Fox, CNN.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always been. You just think I tell jokes all day.
Well,
just think I talk about the afflicted all day.
Well, you are talking about Donald.
I'm way deeper than that, Shay. All right, man. That's all the stuff I've got to say tonight. You should be. I know my ish. But yeah, that's all the South got to say tonight, y'all. Just get out and vote. Vote locally if you don't do nothing else. Even if you don't vote for president, vote locally.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Wow, well, you taught me something I had no idea. Yeah. I'm kind of done with the sneakers. Like I kind of like lost track when you said he was coming out with sneakers. But okay,
did you see a
that's
picture
crazy. I have not. We should have had a picture for everybody to see because that's quite interesting to me. Yeah. So, and what is he calling these sneakers?
Air Surrections. No, he's not calling that. I saw somebody calling that.
That's crazy.
Air insurrections.
And I'm gonna need you to stay off of social media arguing with people.
Listen.
Yes, because they, you know.
Oh, they were going hard too.
I know they
this
were.
One dude hit me with like, if it was typed on a computer, it'd have been 2 pages full of stats and this and that. I'm like, bro.
Oh my God.
No one's reading all that.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, you know, hey, it's to each his own. I'm sure we may have some listeners, or maybe not, that.
It's your pair of those.
Oh wow! And it has the American flag on the back of them. Okay.
So,
wow. Kanye probably got
garbage.
him a pair. Kanye probably have a pair. He's probably going to be wearing them.
he wants $400 for these.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that was the South Got Something to Say. So tonight, again, we have a great show. And, I mean, would you like to tell the people about how this topic came about?
Man, so my man Shaquille O'Neal, former NBA superstar, former Emmy-winning cast of Inside the NBA on TNT. He has a podcast called The Big Podcast. And he was on there with Country Wayne, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but they were on there talking about love and relationships, and they were talking about should men ever open up to women. And Country Wayne and Shaq both said no. Now the white guy was just completely confused.
So pause. Let's run the clip
Okay.
so people can see what we're talking about. Yes.
Open up to a woman?
Yeah.
Never. No, never.
When's the last time you think you've opened up to a woman?
We don't.
Your whole life?
Bro, I'm telling you.
We got players like I could, me and him related.
Yeah.
It's our first time meeting,
Yeah,
but
I can tell you guys. There's
I
some
don't.
connection here.
Oh, no.
If they going to tell you, you can.
Because you know why? Because once you do, whenever something go down, they're going to throw it back in your face.
I've had
That's why.
that.
Real.
That's why. So you can't ever.
That's why you crackers, your dad left.
Yeah.
I don't think you've ever had someone that you really could trust and really open up.
Open up to a woman?
Yeah.
Never. No, never.
When's the last time you think you've opened up to a woman?
We don't.
Open up to a woman?
Never. Nope. We don't. Nope. We don't.
So that's why your daddy left you.
And he had an earring,
A hoop.
a hoop earring in his shades.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
different.
interesting.
I don't know what's going on today. We carry purses, now we get earrings in the, and the
Listen.
lenses of the glasses.
So men should never open up to women.
Do you
What
understand
say you?
Do you understand why he said that though?
I understand why he said that. However, I think we got to be careful with generalizing things. You know, some women you cannot open up to. Some, not all.
Right.
But the generalization of no, open up to women, no, not at all. You know, we don't do that. It just pretty much adds to the whole stereotype as men can't, you know, communicate.
Yeah.
When we're trying to, you know, especially with us at Rebirth Lives, we're definitely trying to crush that stereotype, right? We try to normalize conversation. So that message I don't agree with.
But what role do women play in that message? Like, he has obviously been called out about something he may have shared to a partner. And I know men try to protect the ego at all costs. So what role do women play in it? And what role should women play in allowing a man to be comfortable enough to do that?
Allowing a man to be comfortable enough to do that.
And not worry about down the line, oh, you big soft 300-pound ass. You here crying last week.
So again, I think it's really about who you're choosing. You can't open up, and that's even with women. We can't open up to every man that we date. You just can't do that. And this is why it's so important to know who you are with. But you don't know who you're with or the type of person that you're with unless you learn them again over time, over seasons. Is this someone that I can be my authentic self with, that I can be vulnerable with, and that's not going to take this and use it against me? It does happen. It absolutely does happen. But again, what type of person are you dealing with? I think it comes with the character of the person.
And that's part of dating the representative too. That's something that's overlooked because you don't know. You haven't, like you say, you need to date the person all 4 seasons. You haven't had that big fallout argument. You haven't had that where, oh, I can't stand this. You know, you haven't had that level of intense argument in the beginning, so you don't know. You just know you're dating somebody who seems to be very supportive of you and whatever you have going on.
Yeah.
So you don't know if you're gonna get that person's gonna throw it back in your face until it happens. I don't know. I just think for men, and I'm an advocate of sharing and talking, of course. But I understand why men do it. When I was younger, I didn't really. If it was something near and dear to me that I thought that could hurt me at some point in time, then I may not share it. When I was younger and a little more immature, I didn't know the value of sharing. Not my every deepest thought, but if it was something that I was struggling with and I was dealing with, and you're my partner, I expect to be able to come to you with this and not have to hear it in a negative way later. I shouldn't have to be made to feel a way about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's part of it with men. We don't want to take any chances of the ridicule, the embarrassment, and just feeling like, you know, your manhood and your ego is being challenged because this person knows something deep and vulnerable about you, and now they're putting it out there.
Yeah.
Back in your face.
So you said, what is the responsibility, you know, for women? I think for us as women, we say we want our men to convey to us how they feel, to express their emotions, their feelings. Talk to me, baby. Like, I'm here for you. Like, what's going on? You know, it's just me and you. Like, you're safe. But then the reality is, in some of these cases, it's not safe because you make a person feel comfortable enough where they can put their guard down and really say, hey, this is what's really going on. I'm hurting, or this really upset me, or this is what I'm struggling with. And if you're met with man up or get over that, or, you know, like you said, oh, you got mommy issues. When you get mad, you know, then that destroys, personally, I feel that unless that person go and get some type of therapy, that can destroy a man.
Yeah.
That can truly destroy a man. You have one time, and this is my opinion, you can, share with everyone what you think, especially as a man. But in my opinion, you have one time to make a man feel like he can't talk to you, and he's going to shut down. That's going to be it.
Forever.
And I think that might be the case what happened with, Shaq.
Yeah, I definitely think that definitely happened to him. But here's the thing, too. I think even sharing, my woman giving me the green light to share, that's still tricky. And it's still tricky from a perspective of, oh, now he's oversharing. Now every day he's whining and complaining. So I think it puts men in a situation where you don't know how much to share or how often to share. So it's better not to share because you erring on the side of caution almost.
Yeah.
So it's just a tricky thing to try to manage as a man and keep your, and I hate to say it, but to keep your manhood. We're so tied to our manhood. It's insane. But to keep our manhood intact, it's a tricky thing for us.
Yeah. It definitely is. What is something? So first of all, has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, I've had something thrown back in my face. I've shared with a woman in the midst of being vulnerable. I don't know why I air quoted that. Yeah, it took me a while to be able to come back and to be able to do that again. That again with another woman.
Did you have a conversation with the person that did that?
Nah, I don't think so. I was younger. I might have just said FUB and left. If I know me back then. Like,
Okay.
who the F you think you talking to?
Okay.
FUB. That's why your dad ain't around either. When you young,
Right, you
they
go
go
fire
low,
back.
you go to hell.
You go. You right about that. You fire back. Absolutely.
But now I would definitely stop them in their tracks, and we would have to have a conversation. And if you weren't, picking up what I was putting down at that point, then we got some decisions to make here because now I can't trust you with my emotions and my feelings.
So now that I'm thinking, do you feel that the respect was really never there for someone to do that? Like, you can be mad at somebody, you can get upset with somebody, and you can know their darkest secrets, but I might be mad at you, but I still respect you, and I'm not going to put it out there, right? So do you feel in those situations that, was there really ever? Did you ever really respect me? Was you waiting? Were you just waiting for me to, give you those nuggets for you to have something over top of me, over my head?
Yeah, I won't even necessarily go so far as it's a lack of respect because women can manage these situations from other women all the time. They girlfriends. Women are very vocal. They talk to each other when they're hurt. They share their deepest, darkest secrets with their girlfriend, right? And they're able to manage that.
Not all the time.
Well, okay, for the most part, right? Would you agree? Like, you don't tell your deepest, darkest stuff to everybody, but the people that you trust with that, you trust with that.
Absolutely. But again, I think it goes back to the type of person that you are, the character of that person.
Of the person you're sharing
You know what
with.
I'm saying? Yeah, because the reason why I said the disrespect is because if you do that, if you throw something back up in your man's face that is hurtful, to me, that's a lack of respect for you.
Okay.
Like, I don't respect, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I don't know. I can't see myself doing that. And I've been pissed. Okay? I have been pissed in situations, not anything current, but in the past where I could have really just
aired somebody out.
Right. But regardless of the hurt or what you did or may have said or whatever, I still respect you enough not to do that to you.
So let me ask you this. Do you think, and okay, I see where you're going with that, and I do think it's a form of disrespect also. Mm-hmm. But do you think that because men don't often share, do you think that women don't know how to manage that when a man is giving it to them? And they don't know, because we don't share as much as women would like for us to do it. We don't barely share at all. When we do women not know how to manage that or protect it or guard it on your behalf? And not giving y'all an out, because I don't want to give a woman no out to think that she can do whatever. But I'm just saying, do you think that's a byproduct of sometimes of not being able to manage that information on your behalf because they're not used to having to do it?
I think, and audience definitely chime in here. I think that women are more emotional. So I think when we are challenged, and I'm gonna keep saying some. I think when some are challenged to hold certain information in, that when they have been offended, rejected, hurt, whatever that feeling is, the emotions comes out, and the impulsivity happens. So even if the intention was not to throw that in your face, my emotions got the best of me, and now it's out there and I can't take it back. Because most of the time afterwards, it's what? I'm so sorry. I was upset, right? We're very emotional beings. So I think that when that does happen, in some cases, it's because the emotions that are coming out versus let me think about this. I just want to hurt you before you hurt me again. And that's really it is. Who can hurt each other the worst and first?
That's what it is? A hurt contest?
It's a hurt contest, yeah. I'm going to crush you because you just hurt me. Oh, so it's on? That's what we doing? We throwing shots?
Yeah.
Word. Okay. Let's go.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, that's dysfunction at its finest.
It's dysfunction. It's very dysfunctional. It's toxic.
I think that definitely, that thought of that prevents a man from sharing.
Absolutely.
And I get exactly I'm surprised that at age 51, 52, he still has that mindset. But I think, and I'm guessing here, I have no factual information behind this, but I think when he realizes probably after all these years that Shawnee was a great woman. When I think he met her young, he was rich, he was fresh in the league, he was a superstar. That's a lot for any person to manage. You have all this money and all these women coming at you. And think about him being that size in high school. No girl was fucking with him. That's probably afraid of him. What's the average woman's height? 5'1",
Right.
5'2"? And his big lanky
5'5".
behind, they looking at his feet, girl, he'll kill you. You don't want, so then all of a sudden, all of this at LSU and then in the NBA, all these things are thrust at you. You don't know how to handle that. So I think Shawnee, I'm guessing, is the one that got away, and I think he's chased a woman like her, and he hasn't found, and he's been hurt by women, which I think has manifested this attitude that he has toward not sharing.
And the thing about it again, too, it may not have anything, let's say, this may not have anything to do with Shawnee, but let's say just even the caliber of women that he may have been dating, right? In that, in what he does, right? Again, these ladies is different today. You know what I'm saying? They about the bag. They ain't even about emotions. Like, I've met some women where it's just like, what? They not even on that emotional type.
Hardcore.
Right. They know their place. If there's another woman involved, as long as this person is getting what they need from that person, they don't even care. They know their position. So when you're dealing with that type of person, then I see why he says what he says. Because you can't be vulnerable with someone that's like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially with social media.
Right.
It's coming out.
You can't, and again, he is Shaquille O'Neal. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't get the luxury that you and I may have with being a little bit more open and vulnerable.
Or just truly, genuinely getting to know somebody.
Right.
Because
absolutely.
they don't they know all about you. They can Google you. They know what your net worth is. They can tell who your last woman you was messing around with. So they already know you coming in. You don't get a chance to know them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you both are there for a mission.
Yeah.
He's there. If she's fine enough, he's there to physically have her. And she's there to get, that's a hell of a transaction to have to live your life like that. At 51, 52, whatever Shaq is. And he's probably dealing with women probably in their 30s, 35 and 40. I'm sure he ain't dating a 51-year-old woman. I can pretty much guarantee you that. Because he doesn't have to. So
But
he's...
hold on now. What's wrong with a 51-year-old
Ain't
woman?
nothing wrong with a 51-year-old woman. Mine
I'm
older
just
than that. I'm just
saying,
saying. I guarantee you, he's dating 15 years younger on the low end. If not the top of the 20s, late 20s. So he has that attitude because of probably dating women like that, like you said. Everybody today, people have a mission. People's willing to play their role.
Exactly.
So there's no need for him to share his feelings
Exactly.
with these women. He know
Yeah.
what it is. He give her $10,000, every couple of months or a month. That's crumbs to him. He's worth like $450 million. So yeah, it's all transactional. That's horrible.
It really is. It's that's lonely too. That has to be very lonely.
Lonely from an emotional perspective, not physically lonely because he can have one every night.
So, but I think eventually that also gets tiresome. I mean, especially when you're getting older. Like, I don't care how young a woman you get, your behind is still getting older. So you're not going to be able to, do some of the things that you're used to doing at 40, 30 years old, at 50. You're just not,
Mess around and get your hip replaced. Throw a wrist. Gotta be creative.
But I think that eventually that becomes lonely, especially if people are only in your life, and not just women, but friends. People that you're doing, but
Grown ass men.
You're only
Yeah.
around me because there's transactional stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that, I don't know. I just think that gets a little bit lonely, I think when we look at LeBron and his wife, right? I think that is one of the things, like being with the person that you were with, you started from. They know your struggle, they know you before you was LeBron or you were Shaquille, and that's where the trust and the vulnerability and all of that's where that lies in those type of relationships. But anything outside of that, like after fame, is questionable.
I've never really heard any dirt on LeBron's name. I salute him because he came in young, making a whole lot of money off the top. And for him to have still maintained from a 20-year-old, early 20s, with this woman from high school, I salute that, because you can't give the average person millions of dollars at 20 years old.
Right.
And he came into the league at 18. At 18 years old, and they not lose their freaking mind. I don't know. I salute him because I don't know how he did it. You give an old person that much money, they might lose their mind.
Yeah.
So to be 20.
And again, it goes back to our show last week when we were talking about when you're in a relationship, you literally you make a decision every day to be with that person. It's a decision. It's a decision. Yes, it's always going to be somebody that looks better, that might be smarter, and all of those things. But I feel if a person has the main things that you really need, the main things, you're not going to be perfect. It's not going to be everything. You can make that work. You can make that work. You really can. If it's the main things that you really need to be in a successful
The
relationship.
main things, okay, yeah. Because it almost low-key sound a little bit like we're going to settle because I'm getting these 2 or 3 great things.
Yeah, it's not. Well, here's the thing.
And we all settle.
I was about to
To a
say,
degree.
we all settle because nobody is perfect.
Right.
So what it was that you required in your 20s, in your 30s, you, Eli, may not require that at 50, 51. How old are you now?
45.
Yeah, okay. You may not require that now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that is true.
And I think the problem comes is when we're still trying to make something fit that we no longer require.
Right.
And that's where the lonely space comes. So if
Yeah.
I'm seeing somebody that's 20, 25 years old and I'm in my 50s, obviously there's a big gap, but that person is experiencing a whole different life that I've already experienced.
Yeah, I don't even have the bandwidth to be able to. Oh God, I can't even imagine. Like, yeah, I've said this on here before. There's so many things that I don't care about no more. And today, somebody super, super young will force me to have to care about things that I haven't cared about in a long time. And I don't know if I have the energy to care about those things again. Plus the current things I care about that I actually do care about. Like,
Hold up, pause, because you literally just confused me. Come again.
Okay.
Say that one more time.
I don't know if I was dating somebody. Okay, if I was dating somebody way younger than me, I don't have the patience or the energy or the time to care about what they care about.
Gotcha.
Now, cause I care about that stuff, which to me in my head I would be looking at like it's foolishness, but it would be dead serious to them.
Right.
It would be foolishness to me because I've already come through that and I don't want to revisit that. So I don't have time to think about that. And then my current life stuff at my age and the things that I deal with every day at where I am in my life. It would drive me nuts.
Absolutely. Which means you will most likely not open up to that person completely. And now I understand why he made the comment that he made. Because if we're talking about Shaq, his life, where he is, and all of that, yeah, that probably makes sense for him.
Yeah.
That probably makes sense for him. But your average Joe Smo, whatever, that's in a average relationship, not average relationship, but just regular people, everyday people.
Yeah.
That doesn't always. That's not the case, and that shouldn't. If you're with someone that really you do trust or whatever, then that shouldn't be the case.
Right.
But it is. But it is, because people do get hurt and they bring it into the next relationship, and then that next person has to pay for all
Right.
the stuff from the last relationship.
Are women careful about what they share with a man? Or y'all just more, because you're more emotional,
When it comes down to past relationships.
Oh yeah, why is that?
When it comes down, because there's just certain things y'all just can't handle. Like, don't ever ask a woman her body count. Why? Why do that, bruh? Like, you gonna be hurt.
I would like to know.
You gonna be butthurt.
I would like to know.
You gonna be hurt.
I mean, it's not, if I love you already, it's not gonna change anything.
You gonna be hurt.
But
Y'all said, but see, that's the sentence right there. If I love you,
you getting a text, we can't see
it's
that.
not going to change anything. So
somebody in the room said that women, we shouldn't ask women that question about their body count because they're gonna have to protect our ego and go lower, basically go lower than what their number is. Is that right? So have you went lower than your number? Have you ever been asked that?
How do you
by a
make
man?
this about me?
No, I'm asking you a
The
question.
devil is a liar. You.
They say if a woman gives you a number, you should add 10 to that.
No one has ever, to be honest, to add 10 to that, right?
Add 10 to that. Whatever that number is,
Oh, okay.
should add 10 to that.
Yeah, I'm a virgin.
If you're a
I don't know
virgin,
how Xavier Bryson got here.
if you're a virgin, then you wearing a different dress than the one you had on last week. That's all I know.
I don't think y'all can handle that. To answer that question, no one has ever asked me my body count. Believe it or not, no one has ever asked me, and nor would I reveal that. That's not any of your business. And I haven't asked anybody that. I haven't asked anyone. I haven't asked any man that I dated what their body count was. To be honest with you.
Well, are you ever curious?
know if I
though?
really care,
Is that
though.
something you would want to know? Like, if he wanted to share that with you, would you say, nah, that's okay, I don't want to know. Like, if he wanted to share that information with you.
I've had someone share it with me. I didn't ask though.
Yeah. Do you think
You
they went
know.
lower or higher than what their actual count was?
The way they were saying it, I think they probably they were trying to think So I think it probably was higher than what it was. But I think because they didn't know, there was like a lot of one night stands. You know, you have a lot. I think you have a lot of people that do have one night stands, and they literally don't count or they forget. You know, when it comes down to that, but. I don't know. I just think everybody has a past, and I don't know what is that information going to do for us right now.
Right.
You know, how is it going to serve us? You know, I'm going to be looking at you a certain way. You're going to be looking at me a certain way. It's not helpful.
Well, I don't think any man wants a virgin, but I don't think any man wants a woman who starred in like 20 adult films either.
You don't think any man? You don't think any men don't want virgins?
Not no grown man, because that's
Why not?
I don't know, because I just think your lack of experience is going to be boring for him, and he's going to eventually seek out.
How do you know that? Just because she's a virgin don't mean she's not. Just because she's never actually did the act doesn't mean that she won't be good at it the first time.
So the first time you let Bryson drive,
Okay.
did he do well? I'm imagining you need a lot of redirection and a lot of help. Right or wrong, right? When you took him in the parking lot for the first time, you took your ass off, but they need a little help.
Well, you have people that have been sexually active for a long period of time, and they still may not know how to drive in the.
That's true.
Bedroom.
I feel like that
They need.
we could
some
pull it
assistance.
together faster if you have some experience as opposed to none.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I might not wear my seatbelt with you, but with the first go round, that's a bad analogy. Then that's not a reference to condoms, but it's a reference to driving cars.
Okay.
I'm saying I will feel safer if you have some experience.
Okay.
So I might not put my seatbelt on, as opposed to, all right, we're in the Glasgow High School parking lot. This your first go around. Let me just buckle up, son, because you ain't did this yet. You've seen it done.
But then what if? But then here's the.
You watched the movies. You've seen it done, but
Here's
you
the
ain't did it.
opposite of that, though. Here's the opposite of that.
What?
Sometimes if someone has too much experience, it be like, well, what you been doing? What's going on? Like, you can't even show that side of you because you're being judged. So that does happen. And I don't even know how we got on this, because this is completely off the subject of what we're saying. But anyway.
Why people don't open up?
This is why people don't open up, because of these type of conversations. This is a perfect example. Let me know what you guys think. But drop your comments in the chat. Should men open up to women? Shaq says no. He says you should never open up to a woman. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Drop it in a comment. This is a good question to actually have on for our
That's
Rebirth
alive.
Live. Yeah, this is
It's a live
definitely a
question.
live question. So, all right. Well, the time has flown, and we are at the point of wrapping up. Anything else you want to say?
What are you
with
wearing next
this?
week?
I can't
I want to match,
stand you.
because I want to match
I
you.
can't stand
You know
you
we
right
be trying
now.
to match at the live events. I want to
know
start
what?
matching in the studio.
Well, we ain't at the live event, so whatever, Eli. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Rebirth Podcast. We are here every Monday night at 7 p.m. We appreciate you.
No doubt.
We have so many amazing things coming up, so make sure you stay in contact. Follow us on all podcast platforms, Rebirth Podcast, or you can also follow us on all social media at Rebirth U Podcast. We are in a spirit of renewing, rebuilding, and restoring. Renew your mind, rebuild your life, and restore your spirit. Until next week, you guys have a blessed week. Good night.
Peace.